Yo, what's up, Cam? How you doing, man? Bagger, what up, dude? Yo, yo, yo. Wesley, my dude. What is up? Jason, what's up? I know the Oscars are probably still on right now, right? Hey, but we're here, man. We're here. Sunday night. AMC is all that matters. We're here. You could do both, man. You could do both. Stangster, what's up, dude? Terrence, let's go. Any good news? Yes, sir. A lot of good news. We're going to be talking about all these indicators that I just updated on the website, and we're going to talk about the weekly scenario. We're going to talk about some things, dude. Some dope stuff. I'm going to pull it all up and get it ready. 3. I'll let you guys, some of you guys get in here, though. Joe, Jason. Did I get beer? So, how's the boss? What's up, dude? Neil. Moas, next week? Hey, maybe. We'll see, man. We'll see how the projector pattern does. But we're currently on that track. We're currently on the track to make that little projector. This is a little projector right here. But it does. So what I'm looking for, and this is a scenario here for next week. Again, it really all depends on the volume, guys. But the reason I have this laid out here the way it is not only because of the regression trend that we're looking at, but you have to consider all of the other things that we've been talking about, the cycle, the 120-day theory here that we have, where they shorted that volume back here December 1st. They have to distribute the entire volume here that they've kept in these volts, right? And then they'll release that volume, right? So this is basically that test that we get. It's a resistance test here on this regression trend back here. So once we get up here, I'm looking for a cup, right? And that's what's going to make this macro projector pattern, okay? Once we have this macro projector, this is where the things check out, man. It's like we either pass or fail that test. If there's a lot of volume coming in from FOMO, then this is going to kick off, right? And we're gonna go. But if things don't, if there isn't enough volume and they're able to keep this down, then you're gonna see the inverse happen, right? So this is the scenario here for next week. Yo, Diamond, Dave, thank you, man. Hippos, I love them. Hippos, elephants, man, hell yeah. Appreciate you, man. Sweet of you. Law Park, what's up, dude? Dan the man, yo. Zach, what is up, my dude? According to AMC Father, Father, yeah, I know Father. Father, we're in phase E according to Wyckoff chart. Yeah, so I was on I was on a one-on-one call with Rico earlier today, and he was talking to me a lot about the Wyckoff setup and all the fib levels he was talking about and stuff. So no, it's definitely for sure, man. We are on that zone. Same with Astro. He was he released his Wyckoff sniper. I think there's some issues with it right now that where it's not back online, but that also picked up signals down here. So I mean, there's a lot of indicators, guys, that are pointing to the upside, and we've been calling that here with all of the things that we've been looking at, right? The triple bottom setup. We have the inverse of what's happening back here, okay? I was actually going to bring up a chart here to talk about that, because that's what we're looking at right now. It's a Fourier transform. This thing is fucking crazy. All right, so this is the Fourier transform here is going to pick up some signals. And I'll be talking about this here more intraday, but basically what I want you guys to focus on is this zone back here. Okay, so this is part of the regression trend, actually. So I think it might be better, actually, if we look at the regression trend here. So you guys know that this is it's a pattern. So it's a frequency in the way that these shapes end up if they're turned, flipped, whichever direction, that is going to indicate if things are playing out inverse or identical, right? So if they're both, you know, down, and they're playing out the same. If they're both facing up, they're also playing out the same. But if they're inverse to each other, well, then you have the inverse effect. So this is what I'm going to pull up here just to start off with. Most of you don't know how this exactly works, but the whole theory here is that we have a repetition here happening. So green, red, blue, right? And then over here we have the same thing, green, red, blue. And I always bring this one up because it is the most important. But back here we have a similar situation, except the height ratio is smaller. So we have something like that, right? Back here. So we're coming up to this phase, okay? And this is actually this entire pattern right here. It's just flipped, okay? Like that. If you come in here and zoom in, you can see it. It's like literally picture perfect, dude. So we have this going on, right? And right after that, we have this phase, okay? Now, this is where it gets interesting, because if you take this entire pattern and you lay it down back here, we actually come back and touch this resistance trend line. This regression trend right here, this would be a major resistance point, okay? Following this trend line. If we do come back here and touch it really quickly and take a breather, what I'm looking for is just a cup, okay? It would be a cup, and then this is where we lay the projector pattern and shoot up. And yeah, dude, let's talk about fucking Ethereum too, man. Ethereum Classic right now. Everything's just booming. The entire crypto field is booming. We have Bitcoin up. Let's bring that up because has everything to do with AMC. Like, remember, we were tracking Ethereum Classic, and that is what gave us that initial breakthrough here on AMC. Like, we were tracking Ethereum. We know that they have very similar cycles and that they merged here for a couple of months before breaking away. And right now we're seeing Ethereum Classic go higher. So that is just more bullish news on AMC. I mean, it looks like it's about to keep going. It looks like it's about to just rip. And this is fucking great. This is great news for AMC. So let's come back here. Let's take a bars pattern. Okay, so let's do the 15-minute. And let's take the entire bars pattern here of Ethereum Classic. Okay, and we started following Ethereum. So Ethereum Classic went up over the last weekend. And then we started replicating this portion of it. I'm going to pull up that chart just so you guys can see it. It's not... So the chart is... We're falling behind a bit, okay? So things are not... right now, from what we can see, is that it's close, but it's going to be a little bit more than 2 days. So this is what we had before. It was 2 days because on the first run, Ethereum Classic went up 46%. Same with AMC. On the first run, it went up 46%. You can tell the patterns are very similar. Now, right here is where things are slowed down. So I think it has to do with how Ethereum runs 24/7, right? And AMC doesn't. So here in the short term, we're going to see like the rest of this pattern, okay, play out on AMC. So we're going to see this entire run up, right? This 50%. And where does that take you? Okay, 50% run on where AMC currently is at from its bottom, and Ethereum's top, which was back here 55. That would be the $28 level. And that's exactly what we're looking for here on the regression trend, because that is the resistance level that we have to meet and take a little breather before going back up. So it all makes sense, dude. Ethereum Classic has been leading the way and has been doing a fucking good damn job. So this is, I'm gonna keep on tracking this, but if this is true, which is very likely that it is, then we also have this, which is what's currently happening, and I do see more upside, dude. So I mean, if this keeps going up, guys, it almost confirms that AMC is going to have a larger rally in the near future, which would be great, right? That's what we want. We want AMC to go to the moon, man. All right. All right, let me see if I can get on these. Have I seen that Reddit post? Which Reddit post? That looks exactly like January. Yeah, it does. It really does, man. It looks like January. It also looks very similar to May as well. But yes, we do have a very similar setup to what happened back here. Okay, right around this range. And Rico was talking to me about that, man, and it was very, very convincing. It is very similar, not only in its pattern, but with all the other indicators that we were looking at, like the MACD, the RSI, the EMA cross. The EMA cross is huge. That happened back here as well. Here, if I pull it up here on the daily, this is the 3 hour. Let's go on the daily. We had an EMA cross right here, and this one went up 600% or higher. Yeah, 600%. It went up to 25, so you're not going to see that here on the daily, but it did go up to 25. That's 700% from that EMA cross, and guess what? We are nearing that EMA cross right here. So we have the same structure of a pattern down here. This one went up 700%. Now, anything's possible, guys, in what happens here with AMC. You know, you do what your conviction is as far as what you're going to do with AMC and where you think it's going to go. But based off of fib levels and stuff here, this one would be just basically replicating what happened back here. But 700% would be 150 just on this run. And then at that point, it's out of our control. You won't be able to figure that out until it drops. But on the drop, there is a certain behavior that I'm looking at to see if things are going to cycle again, if we're going to get another cycle, or if we're just going to squeeze, right, and go up like extremely high like we're expecting. So it's good. It's a very interesting week, dude, for sure. For sure. Yeah, Paula. Yeah, so if so this is a mini projector pattern, okay? And this one is going to essentially take us up to that level that we're looking at, right? Around the 30. I'm saying 28 because that is where we have the regression trend resistance. So at that point, if we make a little projector pattern this big, this is where we're going to find out what's going to happen. Okay, at this point, you know, if the algorithm can't take in this volume anymore and they have to, you know, switch their agenda, go long on the stock, then you're going to see that all of that volume that's been stored away, you're going to see that being released with a mix of FOMO, with a mix of all these hedge funds getting freaking, you know, taken down, ripple effect. All of that is going to happen on this run. But if their agenda is different, you know, and, you know, they still take us up to a certain level, you can always get another cycle. That's possible. But, yeah, dude, it's not something that anybody knows. I don't know it. What I do know is that these are points of interest because of the cycle that we've been tracking. Everything that I've talked about has led up to this date. We like all of the scenarios, some of the scenarios that I had before, didn't have us coming down here to this range. They were around here, right up here, but they all had a run up around April and March, ends of March, early April, because that is a liquidity zone in which these institutions have used in the past for the cycle. So it's always been a zone that I'm looking at. Look, if things don't happen in the near future, the next zone would be early June, and that's this run up. But in my opinion, I don't think we would see anything happen. I think it would be too good to be true. It's one of those like reverse psychology tactics that these guys are using, you know, to have people go in on options and then nothing happens, right? I don't think June 3rd would be that date. So after that, we would be looking at August or late July. So, but again, I'm not looking at that, guys. I'm looking at this to be that breakthrough. I think we've been on a downtrend for too long. I think there's a lot of buyers right here, guys. A lot of people just got their taxes. You know, I think everything is just lining up, dude, for a huge rally just in the market, dude. The whole market is ready to just fucking rally. Yeah. All right, let me try and get here to some of the questions that I missed. Kibra, hey man, what's with the Doge cycle looking like? The line you compared to it a few months back in comparison to AMC. Yeah, so the Doge cycle is picking up back now. I was actually comparing the two, Ethereum Classic and Doge, and they're about a week apart. So I would not be surprised if in the near term we start to see a Doge rally. I think Doge is on its way to make a smaller projector pattern, but I think the breakout is happening very soon, for sure. And this goes with, yeah, I mean, they trade against each other, guys. It's every stock that we've talked about, every meme stock that we've talked about has its own cycle being traded against other cycles. Specifically, though, we know about AMC. We know how AMC runs. We know the algorithm that's been, you know, affecting AMC. I'm going to pull up here the scenario that we've been looking at here. So this is the Fourier transform. Let's pull up. Where is it? Here we go. So on this chart here, okay, we have and this is the scenario, by the way, for the week. That would be that handle that we're looking at. Now, this might not come down like this, guys. This might stick around up here too. But this would be a point of support. Coming back to support, remember, you want to ladder your way up. If you do it very quickly, then the come down is going to be a lot worse. So typically, that's what you want. That's what happened back here, okay? You had this tiny arc, which is a projector pattern. You come back and you test the trend line down here, and that would be the same thing if we did play out this pattern, except this one wouldn't be as severe. I think we would probably do something like that, right? And then we would go up. But if not, remember, if their agenda is to just take us up next week, we can just fucking rally, dude, and ignore this entire thing. Like you got to look at it from like a safe standpoint. You want to be safe with your money. Like most people, guys, will go in, okay, and they don't consider the possibility of a downside. They just say fuck it, you know. But no, I'm trying to be very, very careful here because you never know, dude. You never know. Let's look at the scenario here, though, that I'm talking about. So we talked about this scenario about 2 weeks ago, okay? I talked about how, and this also goes hand in hand with the current weekly scenario, but it's this 120-day, basically 120-day theory, I guess. But at this point, guys, I don't think it's a theory, dude. Everything is like I said, everything lines up together. This 120-day cycle lines up with the 3-month cycle, which lines up with the 2-month cycle. All of these things, dude, like you got your short attack back here. It took them 120 days to cover that volume, that synthetic volume. I call it cover because they didn't, right? They're just storing your shares away, and they have to release them with a mix of FOMO. So it's the same thing right here. You have a massive short attack. They're going to have to release these shares right around this peak, right? Because that's the 120-day would be right around this March 31st to April, right? I don't know why it's not 120 days. There we go. Right around that April 1st time. So that is why we are bullish next week. That's why I want that $28 level. I think that's where we would go. That's the one theory that has been, dude, not only this, but everything is lining up. We also have the cycle here. Watch. The cycle is crazy because it lines up with the projector pattern, okay? And this is a cycle that you can't change, okay? This happens every 2 months to the upside or downside. And we're finally seeing here that the projector pattern is lining up with the current setup. Okay, I'm gonna take this out so you can see. This is lining up with the projector pattern. Okay, so that's also a huge indicator here, man. If you guys have been tracking the cycle, you know that you know, the projector pattern is very important. Coming up here and getting your little brush, okay. Come up here, right, take a little breather, and then you start to come up, right? This is the first time that we have seen it on the cycle play out this way. On every other cycle, it's played out inverse, okay? So we've always had a downturn right here. Flip side, we have a flip side right here, inverse. Here we have an inverse playing out on a small scale. And then back here we also, where is it? Right here. We have the inverse playing out. You guys see that? All of these are pointing to the downside except this one. This one is pointing to the upside. It's the first one that is playing out inverse. Okay? So, dude, what else? Okay, what else do we need here for confirmation that something is going to happen here in the near future, right? Not saying that the squeeze is going to happen. If it does, great. I mean, dude, we have the cycle right in front of us telling us that. But if it, you know, if we take a little breather, yeah, then we are going to have to look at the next zone, and that would be around mid-April to get that cup, right? That macro cup and handle. Triple bottom, macro, cup, and handle. A lot of people are like, dude, that's not a cup. I'm like, dude, look at it on the daily chart. It's a cup. I promise. All right. Let me see if I can get the chat in here, because, dude, it was being funky on YouTube. Yep, it's still being funky. Why? Okay, I don't know. All right, I'm still reading it, though. I got you guys. What time am I going live? I'm going live early tomorrow. Probably around, right after market opens. Around that time, maybe 8:45 Central, maybe 9. Depends on what happens with Amy too. You know, if things start to rally like earlier, then I'll probably start get on earlier, because that's when things are really intense. You kind of have to be on the line, you know, for that. It all really is suggesting here that we do have a maybe like the tiniest dip here into open, and then a continuation right to that upside. So, and I think it has to do because of options. So what happens here, let's go on this chart, and let me take all this shit out. 10-minute. Okay. So what might happen here, okay, is that, okay, this is what we got so far. We have this. So there might be a tiny dip, okay? And I'm saying, like, dude, a couple cents coming back here to test maybe the $20 area. Maybe it'll come a little bit lower. This is what they typically do on runs, guys. I can show you a couple of instances where this happened. Okay, if we come back here to, where is it? Of course, you can't see it on this chart, 20-minute chart. If we come back to August 24th, okay, that's one of the very volatile spike days here. Okay, you have so you start coming up here at 8 o'clock, and then they dip it, right? They go from 38 all the way to 36 at around 11, and then 11, you start to see that rally happen. This happens a lot to shake off as many people as they can, basically, if the setup looks bullish. Okay, so right here, you have a bullish setup, right? This is a bullish setup. Like, you're ready to go. They dip it, scares some people, and then they rally it. Okay, so if we had something similar happen, take this whole pattern, then we would get something. Even on September 30th, dude. September 30th was the same thing. They fucking dipped it, and then they just rallied the entire way. Obviously, like, we have a different setup here, but you know what I mean. Like, come back down, and then quickly you start coming back up. It would look like this. Oh, look at that. Okay, you come back up here around 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah, I don't know, man. It might be one of those where they come up to test it real quick, and then they just come back to test the support trend line before going back up to that 28. And ironically, this happens to align with that too. Taking us here on those levels, guys. This happens to align with that like $28, $29 level that we're looking at. So yeah, man, early on in the week, remember, they want to get as many people as they can in on options because they're going to rack up the premiums. And if, you know, depending on what their thing is here, it might be one of those things where it's a bear trap and then they come back down and then we just fucking go, right? Or we get a projector pattern and we come back down. You know, it's better to play both sides and just kind of be safe with your investment, man. You know, if whatever approach you're taking, you can make a lot of money with options for sure, but you can also lose all your money. With shares, you just buy shares, you forget about it, and then you wait for this thing to go, right? If you buy options, okay, it's very risky if you get really high premiums too, because, you know, if you get it up here when it's like at $30 and then they bring it back down, you know, to its original price, you're going to lose a lot of money on that. Damn, guys, 46 likes and 140 people in here. Dude, hit the like button, my guy. Show some love, bro. I'm just kidding. I mean, go ahead if you want to. If you like the stream, like it. I mean, you know what I mean? Damn. All right, 30. Fuck. Jeez, you guys went ham with that like button. Okay, awesome. I appreciate it. Well, damn. Matt, what is up, dude? My boy Matt, sweetie. Gee, what's up, dude? For this cycle, I've only seen one person say it's hitting over 400. Really? Who said that? Who said that? For what, like this cycle, like the 62-day cycle, or just like the overall like cycle, as far as like, I mean, any cycle, you know, anybody talking about coming up to this new algorithm cycle? I've seen some people talk about some crazy numbers, but I mean, you guys do have to remember that we are just coming out of this, you know, this level. If you look at this chart from an inverse perspective, what would you think, right? I would be like, dude, this thing is gonna go down, right? Because I flip in the chart, it came up here, okay, to test a resistance, right? Very close resistance at this level. Didn't quite get down here, okay, but now it's crossed multiple resistance, well, you would say cross multiple supports on the way down, right? So this is a support level. It just came really quick to touch it. Once we cross this, guys, I'm telling you, we're going to get that EMA cross, and that is going to be a powerful move. It's going to bring us up probably 50% on that first move. After that, it's really all up to the algorithm, if the algorithm can stop it or not. Just know that I'm bullish, all right? In the short term, I'm bullish. In the next week, I am bullish for sure. Let's go back here. So is anybody like watching the Oscars right now, dude, or what? Cause like I feel like a bunch of people are gonna be on there. I don't know. What's up, Dr. McLovin? What's up, dude? Carrie M. Any predictions for tomorrow? So I've got I'm looking at, this is the scenario for the week. I'll give you the first couple of days. I would say somewhere around the zone for Tuesday. I've always been looking at March 29th. Go watch that video. It's called March 29th. I posted it like 2 weeks ago, talking about why we were gonna come up here to this range. If that does come true, guys, on this level, it would probably happen around late Monday, early Tuesday, which would be that 29th. Maybe after hours. It might be an after hours play, and then you come back down quickly to get a gap fill, which would be right here, before either coming back up again or resting back down and meeting this trend line down here. Okay, it could go both ways, dude. It could go both ways, but I don't think this runs over. Just look at this, guys. This is accumulation right here. You're accumulating everything that's happening here, okay? Just from a technical analysis point of view, Wyckoff, this would be accumulation, and this would be your spring, okay? You got little LPSs, not quite coming down to reach these levels, but you could say that maybe these are tiny ones, and then you got SOS, and then boom, right? Hell no, I'm not watching the Oscars. Okay, good. I'm not the only one, right? Everybody here is just waiting for their money. Hey, me too, man. Me too. Waiting for that money. There is some money to be made, for sure. For sure. So, man, I don't have a price target for the squeeze. I don't. I think it's impossible to really, like, consider something like that. I know there's people that do numbers and stuff on like what they think, you know, the synthetics are and what would happen if they covered them all at the same time. But it really depends on the pressure that you get from that and how people sell at the end. Because if they don't have any more shares, you know, they're gonna have to buy it from the apes, right? The majority of people holding AMC is retail traders, is retail. So they're gonna have to buy it back from them. Then we have to understand that, you know, we don't know the retail sentiment as good as we think we do, okay? They have computers, they have mega computers, bro, that are, you know, they're analyzing our every move, our every click that we do, that behavior as retail, and they have that information. We don't. So they can definitely come up with a strategy to you know, kind of control that on the way up. But I do think that we do have a really powerful movement here that it's going to take a lot, man. It's going to take a lot beating on their side, right? I don't think it's gonna be easy. But again, dude, I don't have a price target, man. I would be like, you know, I would say on the first run, I would love to see like past 250 and then keep going after that, you know. And I would say like, you know, anything like realistically, like we would have to have a major ripple effect to take us beyond, you know, like the 1,500 level. And then from there, I mean, it comes down to who's holding, who has sold already, stuff like that. It's a lot of that stuff is going to affect it for sure. Well, and that's the thing, like we won't know when we've reached the top. It's just going to come down to the short interest. The thing is, this is the problem, like you're going to have I think a surge in short interest once we are at the top, if you think about it, because everybody's going to be like, I want to short this thing because it's fucking so high, right? They know that once the squeeze is over, people are going to sell everything. So they're going to jump in on that short interest. You almost have to watch the levels slowly fade away as you're going up, okay? So once you start climbing up and you start seeing that short interest volume really come down, you know, whenever you get that huge like increase in short volume, I would say, okay, dude, like I think they've covered all the synthetics. There's no more shares. Price is at this range. You start to see that surge in short interest, and I think it's like over at that point, because dude, they're gonna short it like crazy, and then, you know, make money on the way down is what they're gonna do. JE343, I appreciate that, man. Thanks, dude. And they did add options too to the chain. Guys, this happened right around here. Okay, I'm not even kidding when I say that. They added to the weekly options, all of the weekly options, they added half intervals, okay? Meaning that, you know, they used to have 23, right? And then 24. So what they did was they added some in between. They added 23.5, right? 23.5 to the option chain right around this range. And then we all of a sudden just fucking go up, right? Why are they adding these contracts? Because they use the option chain to basically control the price movement. They're able to drive that direction, that pressure, using the option chain. I definitely believe that is the way that they're manipulating the stock. So just think about it. They just added more contracts, okay? I think they added some right before 40, like 35 or something. There's a lot to not just the weeklies, but they added some to the monthlies. They're adding more options. So I don't know, guys, like whatever you take of that, but if you're adding more options as a market maker, I believe that it's going to be to leverage your position in the end, to sell them at really high premiums, because you know that there's going to be a run. Like if you're going to sell new contracts just came out at high premiums, the only way you're going to do that is if you rally the price, if you make it go up. There's no other way to do it. You need volatility, and volatility means crazy price action to the upside or downside. If you're adding out of the money contracts, you know, 40s above that, then I mean, what does that indicate, right? It indicates upside. That's what happened back here, man. The 23.5, 24.5, 25.5, etc. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I was talking to Rico earlier, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. He's like, dude, I'm not fucking sleeping. I was like, okay, well, shit. I have to stay up. Fucking... It's been too long, man. Like, when you, like, look at a chart okay, for years. It's about, you know, it's been, for me, I started looking at the chart ever since we had this dip, okay? And I haven't stopped. And it's like, I think it'll be worth it in the end, you know? It'll be worth it. All this freaking just staring at the charts forever, intraday, knowing what the fuck is happening. But it'll pay off, man. It'll pay off. Is something supposed to happen? Yeah, dude, that's the point. It's supposed to happen. Why no sleep? It's the excitement, yeah. You gotta be excited, man. If you're in on this play, you know. You just fucking know. I mean, look, there's gonna be people that aren't on this play, and they're gonna be like, dude, you're wrong. And I'm like, okay, but have you been looking at the charts, bro? You know what I mean? You gotta specialize, you know. Most of you in here are. I'm not saying you guys. I think there's a specifically some people on TikTok will be kind of harsh with it, man. And I'm like, all right, bro, but have you looked at the charts though? I'm over here like, cause this approach, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck. Okay, well, I knew this was gonna happen. TradingView will always fuck up my VARS patterns, always. Okay, let's go to another one. So this scenario right here, guys, we talked about this right here at this point. And not only that, but we were looking at the cycle. I was looking at the Ethereum Classic run-up, okay? Before it happened, it's like, dude, it's very possible we're going to get a rally soon. And when we do, AMC is going to follow it, okay? We have the same cycle with Ethereum Classic. And it currently is, man. We are up the same amount, 46% on that first run. Ethereum Classic has gotten up, I think, 90% ever since that first initial run up. So I think we're next, man. We're looking to get that next fill here, 50% to the upside. And then from what I'm looking at right now, Ethereum Classic seems to want to make another breakthrough. So we'll see what happens here, man, in the short term. But look at that. Crypto right now is just on its way up. Bitcoin, 47,000 it hit. I think a little bit above that it hit. Dude, we're not far away from 50,000, which is a huge psychological level. Once you hit that, it's, you know, 60 is not far off, and then all-time high is not far off from that. So, you know, might get a little rally here in crypto in the short term. Yo. Jason, thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, it's I think it's really the sector, man, if you think about it, because a lot of people will, you know, if you're in on what we used to call cycle theory, which I don't want to call it that anymore, because I think there's too much evidence that points to it, you know, working. One could say that indicators are, you know, theories as well, then, if that's the case, because they don't always work, right? But the cycle has been shown to work on these very specific dates too. But yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. I think it's just the I guess like the subgroup that we're in, you know, there's people that just cover the fundamentals of AMC. There's people that cover just traditional AMC stuff. There's people that cover like catalysts, and then people that cover like cycle stuff, right? Or like manipulated, behind the scenes, manipulated. No, I mean, some people talk about like actual manipulated, more like fundamental stuff, you know, with like the markets and stuff and how the SEC sucks and shit. But no, I'm very, very specific here. Just talking about patterns, how they replicate, you know, how there's similarities in the way that they look. Fourier transform, shit like that, you know. Assuming, okay, so that's a good question, and I'll answer that because that's purely using just FOMO buying, okay? Has nothing to, let's pretend that there are no like short, like over leveraged short positions, and let's pretend that, you know, There aren't any synthetic shares. Okay, so like just the worst case scenario, right? The worst case scenario is that there is nothing going on. Well, let's say it's just pure, like just pure buying pressure. Okay, so we come here, okay, and we see that right around that cross, that EMA cross, right, on the daily, we had a 600% surge in price. Okay, this went up to 25. If we use that logic and apply this over here, that would be the first zone that I'm looking at, okay? I would say on the cross here, we would probably get that on Tuesday, okay? I think Tuesday we would get the cross. So if we get the cross, I would probably be around maybe like, this thing would probably be at around like 21 or something to get that full on cross. So 600 or almost 700% up from there. 650, let's do it. That would be around the 160 level. Now, if you guys, I haven't been on YouTube forever, but I used to do like a lot of fib levels and tracking and stuff. And that was one of the ways I was able to get the run up here with the patterns that happen after the projector. So if we apply that same logic, right, to this, what you would have gotten is 72. So this would have been an very important level here to respect right here. Nola, you okay? She's okay. Okay. This would have been an important level. So if you extend this fib level, and let's say that, you know, history repeats itself in that way, that same way, on the extension fib, you would get the $300 level, okay? Anywhere from the 300 to the 260 would be a fib level that just from a technical analysis perspective, if there was no shorts, if there was no synthetics, if there was no ripple effect, this was purely FOMO, then the institutions would be looking at these levels because they're fib levels. Fib levels are almost always work, dude. They're points of interest for that on that approach. So I would be looking at that 300, 260, and then right around this range here, maybe like 180 here. And this is just I'm eyeballing it, guys, so like, you know, you'd have to look at that range, okay? But I'm giving you a very specific range here if things were to play out that way, which is, dude, if you think about it, that's a lot. You go from $20 to, you know, that range just off of fib levels. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's a lot. A big increase just on that run, dude. Like shit. And that's without synthetics. That's without basically no one getting fucked over. It's just pure like buying pressure. And that's exactly what happened in January, okay? The SEC released a statement saying that there was no short squeeze. It was purely buying pressure from retail that brought the price action, right, to where it was with GameStop and with AMC. Yeah, song request for tomorrow, Hooked on a Feeling. Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it. Yeah, make sure you guys are here early tomorrow. I'm probably gonna be on at like 9 in the morning, Central. Gonna rally it up, baby. Throw elephants in the chat and shit. I mean, yeah, if it was just purely just buying pressure, dude, and like nobody came in to cover jack shit, then I would say yes, that would be a reasonable level. But if they, you know, if you got that ripple effect, I think the tables start to sort of turn a little bit, and you get a more drastic move to the upside. It's guys, remember, there's so many over leveraged hedge funds. It's not just one, and you have to think about it. Like the first one that goes, man, okay, you're gonna get that's the one that's gonna cause this giant ripple effect. You know, it's gonna take one. It's a domino effect, right? You take one down, the other one comes down with it, right? It's gonna trigger everything, dude. Dude, margin calls, yeah, I agree with that. I agree, unless they have the proper liquidity, and this is the whole thing. This is why, guys, I believe they're using crypto for this, and we talked about the crypto here, how we see Ethereum Classic go up, and then all of a sudden, right, the couple days after, you see AMC follow the same structure, the same percentage. Dude, they're using it, bro. They're fucking using crypto to leverage their positions right here, okay? It's whack, all right? Why are you doing that? And, you know, with that, you get, remember, like, you get that buying pressure, that, like, short-term covering on these shares that they don't even have. They're yours, okay? And then they're fucking covering using Ethereum Classic for it, or all the other cryptos too, man. Every fucking, like, everything. And then right as they're right as they get that margin call, it's irrelevant at that point. Like, they fail to do what they could, right? Because, dude, they're trying to trick retail, okay? They're still trying to make you sell. They're still trying to take this thing down to a penny. That is their goal. They think they're gonna be able to do it, but I think they're underestimating, dude, the power of retail. I really do. I mean, just think about it. We had one run happen. We had two run happen, right? We're about to get a third, bro. Like, I think it's time, bro. I think it's time you rest. All right, just give up. You got caught being, you know, greedy as you are, over leveraged, trying to short this poor stock. Okay, just because you don't watch movies doesn't mean we don't like watching movies at the movie theater. Okay, like, Jesus, I know you got a home theater and shit, but, like, we don't. Okay, like, I want to go to the movies. God damn it. XX, thank you, man. Thank you. Quell, I appreciate you, man. Can I take, yes, XX, can I take the OBV for Jan and June? Descending triangles and compare the current setup. Yes, I can. Of course. On balance, volume. Updated. Let's bring it on the screen. Yeah, you do have that divergence building up for sure, because what you get here is, okay, so and this is already, like, pushing it here, but, like, you have here, let's bring this back down. Let me change this. Let's do the 2 hour, because I think you'll get a better picture of what's happening. Starting to see some things curl up here. So the on balance volume here, you can see that there is divergence, because you're coming back down here as the volume is increasing. So that's divergence. And you are getting a very similar setup back here as well, right? You have the come up, projector pattern comes down, and then you start to get divergence right here as well. Now, this one is this one is on the micro here. Remember, like, this first run up, you're dealing with different price levels, okay? And this setup was a little bit different, but you're still getting that divergence, okay? You're still getting that. It's a very similar setup. Now, if we compare it to current times right here, okay, we don't see it just yet, but we're going to here in the near future. You could see that it's similar in the way that it's tracking, right? But in the short term, you're going to see them curl up. So, like, as the on balance volume starts to come down like this, and this continues to go up, okay, you're going to have a similar setup to what's happening here. Because, look, we haven't came down yet, okay? This projector pattern came up and came back down, right? This one hasn't came back down yet. This means two things. If we get another rally and then we come back down, that is when we're going to see that test. That's when we're going to be having to pay attention here on the on balance volume. But if we just keep going, dude, if this thing just keeps going, it's going to kind of ignore what's happening here. Basically defy the rules of technical analysis, which we've seen multiple times. Like, AMC likes to just ignore it, man. It likes to, we like back here, right, on this flag. Like, we just fucking broke down, like, no fucks given. And that was bullish, right? But we broke down instead of breaking up. After that projector pattern, that failed, right? So, yeah, dude, I'm pumped for this, but we'll have to see it here in the short term. Things start to curl up little by little. We're starting to see it though. Very, very tiny in there, but starting to see like that's a little bit of a curl up, and then this thing just kind of chilling, you know. Tickles, what's up, dude? What is up? Please remind people of taxes after the squeeze. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, dude, you do have to consider that, guys. Taxes. I mean, it's a huge. I mean, you're gonna have to pay. Like, if you become a millionaire or whatever, like, remember your tax bracket is thrown out the window. You're gonna pay the most amount of taxes, and then not only that, but you know, depending. I mean, it really won't matter at that point. But depending on what you are doing, right? You know, shares and options. If you're doing both, you have to consider that with options, you get a flat 30% on all your net gains. So not net loss, but a net gain. You will have to pay 30% on those gains, dude. So just think about it. If you make $1 million, you have to pay $300,000 to the government. Okay, just consider that. Have that in the back of your head. Because it's, I mean, whatever, dude. You still make a fuck ton of money, right? But you're going to have to give a lot of that back. Because the government ain't fucking around. I think they're taking an opportunity too, man. You're going to be like, fuck yeah. All this fucking money, dude. That'd be nice, right? That's the OBV. Oh, shit. It's my, what happened here? This my green screen's just like gave up. There we go. My green screen gave up hardcore right now. Okay. The reasons people are saying it'll be lit this week. Well, I mean, we're getting that pressure, man, in volume. Okay, if I bring back volume, look. So this is on balance volume. We're gonna take this out for a minute. Just kind of focus on the volume here, right? But we are getting an increase in volume after it being so dry, and it's starting to really accumulate here, man. It's not your quick little pump and dump, you know, in volume here, right? Up and down, dude. This thing is starting to pick up slowly. You're starting to see that little bit of red. But if we start to get more volume here back to back, guys, coming in on Monday, that is going to really set this thing up to look very similar to what happened back here and what happened back here. And then again, that does indicate upside, right? It's not just, you know, it's the setup, it's the volume coming in. We here specifically on this channel, we talk about cycle, like cycles that are happening with AMC. Like I look at the 62-day cycle that we've been tracking. We've tracked Ethereum here. We have the regression trend cycle. If you guys want more information on that, just click the website down below. I made a website recently, just a couple of days ago, and it has all the scenarios, or it has the weekly scenario. It has the charts that I've been tracking, every single chart. You can look at it there with a little bit of a description, just telling you what basically the overall general view here on the charts. And then it has a couple other stuff. It has the main videos, the cycle videos. It has like 6 of them, the most important ones that I think will kind of clarify how this whole thing works. So if you guys have free time, man, make sure you look at that. I think it'll be very, very helpful in the end. Do I think we will go to 28? Yes. I think before we fall here, we're going to go to 28. Just think about how goofy it is to just make this like freaking square looking thing if we fall. No, I think we're going to get just a tiny dip here on Monday. It's going to be like 50 cents. We're at 2024 right now. So think maybe worst case like 1975, and then we go. And I think before we create any projector pattern here, I think we're going to see, so this little tiny dip here, 50 cents, and then we're going to come up, right? and then we're going to see that $28 level and then come back down, right? And then do something like that. Now, we don't have to do this, right? Okay, Ethereum Classic doesn't look like that, which is also a pretty bullish thing, but you do have to consider that, you know, crypto is we're not going to be tracking things exactly to a T, guys, with Ethereum. We are tracking it very closely. It's actually kind of scary, but here, I'll pull it up just one more time so you guys can see. Some of the patterns that we're looking at are a bit extended, meaning that there's going to be phases, as crypto's 24/7, that will not look right exact. They're not going to look the same. So, right, obviously we have to fit the pattern here because it's not the same size. But if you kind of just gauge it a little bit and sort of like see how this thing looks, let's come back here to the 20-minute so we can see it. Take away the EMA. Okay, if we kind of put these back to back, watch. You can start to see some of these patterns really fit. Okay, like right here. Look at that. That was the first run here. Okay, this was a 40% run from here to here. 40%, and it happened with Ethereum. Now, you could tell right here that things are like, look at this, even this little tiny point of interest down here, dip, creating a macro one here. There's like, what's happening right here with AMC is very specific to basically make its pattern make sense in stock market hours versus what's happening with Ethereum, okay? Because when Ethereum is going up intraday, it's going to kind of mess around with the pattern that AMC is going to recreate in the end, because they're tracking very similarly at that point. But when you're seeing these rallies, right, when Ethereum's tracking after hours, you're going to see that basically take place the next trading day, or depending on, you know, how far apart these two are tracking together. So right here we have one confirmation, right? If we come all the way up here, guys, this suggests like right around that $29 level, okay? When are we going to get that volume? When is that going to kick in? I would say probably here in the near term. Tuesday, maybe. Tuesday, Monday, late Monday night, Tuesday. And then we'll track it from there. But this does not come down, okay? Ethereum Classic keeps going up. So that's the thing, dude. This is where I'm kind of like, okay, well, shit. Like, are we just going to keep going up then? Like, are we just going to say, like, you know, make the little projector pattern up here, okay? Maybe like somewhere around this range, like that. And then make it right here, basically this entire thing before going up. You're still going to have a dip. It's just to what level, right? Are we going to have a bigger dip, or is it going to be a tiny dip, right? So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see you Monday, Tuesday. I'll be here, dude. I'll be fucking streaming, dude. All right, people are saying Doge is moving. Is it? I mean, because Doge is part of this whole thing as well, guys. You know, Ethereum happened to be first, but Doge is just right behind. It really is. Yeah, dude. Doge is fucking going. Doge is about to go. Yep, there it is. And wow. And you can see, guys, this structure, okay, is very reminiscent of what happened with Ethereum back in January of last year, okay? And, like, it's very similar to that. It's, you know, remember, these two will trade. These cycles, guys, will trade, okay, against each other, sometimes years apart. You're going to see one replicating what it did last year. It's weird, dude. It's the weirdest shit. But I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because it's... where is it? I'm on the 30-minute chart, and sometimes, like, you won't really... Okay, so... Where is it? March. Here it is. December. Oh, here we go. Wait. Is it this one? What the fuck is it? Okay, dude, this is the thing about crypto is you can't, like... There's so much data that it just doesn't behave the same way. Really, dude, on the hour chart, I can't even see it. That's embarrassing. It's sucky. Okay, I don't know if you guys see this, but well, just really this entire thing right here, this entire run up is very slowly starting to go up on Ethereum back here. And this is the same pattern that AMC replicated too, right? On that, this was March, this was the projected pattern in May, and then this was June. Okay, and they're exactly the same length. If you put them back to back, they're the same pattern. It's crazy, and that's why I think we're tracking it right now. But let's go back to Doge though. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, dude, if we get a rally on Doge here soon. It's funny because all of, like, you're starting to see all of crypto just curl back, dude. It's in the short term, like, you're gonna see Doge do some crazy things too, man. You're gonna see everything just go crazy. But the play here, guys, is AMC. We know that this is where the money's at. All these other plays are gonna go up too, but remember, they have their own cycle, and it's not something that I specialize in as much as I do AMC. AMC is like I know most of what's happening here, because like we look at this shit every day and we don't really, you know, stray away from it. We really focus on that. 1348 kissing the daily on Doge. Yeah, dude, it's getting tight, isn't it? Let's see, EMA cross right here. That's the 4 hour just crossed. Oof. That is, oh, dude, it's about to cross. Look at that. Having a little makeout session before going full on. All right, they're about to go, man. Yeah, that is crazy. For those of you that don't know how this EMA thing works, it's powerful, dude. If you touch this thing, most of the time the returns are hefty. I like to say hefty because they are. Look at this. 40% right there. Right here we add negative 25%. Right here we add negative 34%. And this one's about to cross. So, I mean, let's see how much it had down here. Negative 50%. Nothing touched here. This thing hasn't touched in a while. Dude, they're crazy. These things are crazy. And we're about to get it on AMC too. I don't know if I talked about that here, but we're about to get it on AMC. AMC is next. Okay. AMC is next. Let's see. Let's see if, I'm pretty sure Ethereum Classic crossed it. That's why it went. It's one of the things I was looking at that just went. Yeah, look at that. It crossed it right here. It started booming, but dude, Ethereum Classic, okay, from its low, look at this shit, 94%. Okay, from its cross, it went up 68% from its cross. That is insane, dude. And it crossed it one time back here, but it's very similar to AMC setup. You go back on AMC, okay? We haven't crossed it since November 29th, and we came all the way down 50%, okay? If we apply the same logic right here, Ethereum Classic went up 68%, by the way. That's 32, but 50%, look at that. 29, okay? 29 bucks. I think we're going to cross it this week. It's just too close, bro. It's too fucking close. Yeah, a little makeout session. We should get that cross tomorrow. Yeah, you might be right, Wesley. You might be right. If it's tomorrow, then I'm fucking down. I'm down for it to be tomorrow. If we get really close here, like that, you know, and this thing starts to curl back up, any small trigger in volume, dude. Okay, taking us up to like that 2150 level, 22. That is going to really kick things off, dude. Okay, I don't know why this EMA cross is this powerful, but it is. And back here, dude, I mean, look, this is the crazy part, guys. Look, 1 1 1 1, green, red, green. Okay, this is a lot smaller, but if you kind of, you know, you kind of look at it this way, right? Or you kind of go like that, you know? Look how similar that looks. Look at how similar that looks, dude. You even got your dip right here. Dip, come down. You got your little come up phase right here. Look at that shit. Look at that shit, dude. Right there. And then, see, that even says that $160 level that we were just talking about. And ratio-wise, this looks the same. The cool thing about patterns, guys, is that they give you natural fib levels. When you go back and take a bars pattern and you compare it to a current pattern, and we do this a lot on live stream, it gives you natural fib levels. You don't have to take out your extension because it's literally following that on a micro level. It's the coolest thing. Sometimes I just prefer doing that. It's a better way to kind of gauge where things are likely to go, because we know that patterns repeat themselves here over and over again. So yeah, dude, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I would not be surprised. Yeah, that's very true. Sub has the boss. Yeah, TD Ameritrade and others have stopped short selling. Yeah, on GME, and I think some did on AMC. I'm not sure, but GMA is typically going to be more dangerous when it comes to that stuff, which is funny to me because you always see like this when you're like, if you're buying specifically options for AMC, they're way cheaper than they are on GameStop. GameStop has crazy premiums, and that's just like so odd to me. But yeah, no, you're gonna find on GameStop, it's like they really don't want to, you know. I personally don't think that has anything to do with like, you know, but I know that part of the reason for that is because GameStop is more volatile. It is like there's a higher range in the way that the price levels move from one another, higher brackets. So like if you're asking for 90, you know, the space in between 90 and like 91 might be like 70 cents or something, right? Compared to AMC, where it's very close together. So it's really easy to sort of stick a range in between that. It's not as volatile as GameStop. So I think that's why maybe the premiums are just a lot higher, because you can really like go from, you know, $100 to 200 in like a day. And that's like considered, you know, normal for GameStop. Very crazy stuff. Yeah. Bid ass too wide. Yeah, sure, man. I do TA here, a cycle TA on GameStop too, because recently, if you guys, I just posted this on TikTok too. It's the cycle of GameStop, which was just crazy. I don't know if I'll have it on this one. Let me see which one it's in. Oh, look at that shit, bro. Dude, the GameStop EMA is kissing too, man. Holy shit. I didn't even look at this one. I'm glad you told me. Look at that. Last cross, bro. Look at this last cross. Fuck. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Holy shit. This thing's about to kiss, man. I think, like, just on Monday, it's gonna cross, dude. Holy shit. And see, anything that happens with GameStop, if it starts to come up, it's going to trigger AMC to come up, because they're sympathy plays. I mean, they're brother and sister, right? Jamie is what I call the duo. Jamie. Okay, let's see. Where is it? It's not on this one. I'm gonna find it. It's probably on this one. I have so many charts and I just add on top of them, dude. So if I don't find it on one, here it is. Okay, this is the GameStop cycle, dude. Okay? I talked about this last week, and it was crazy to me because it's kind of hidden in a way, okay? This cycle that's upcoming is different from the rest, because I think this is where you kind of have to shift things a tiny bit. And when I say a tiny bit, I mean like on the macro, it's a lot, or on the micro, it's a lot, but on the macro, there's a space in between. Right here, these are all the same. These spaces, they're all the same, okay? In the way that things happen, but this one is larger. Now, this cycle is crazy, dude, because you like it's taken from here, but it really is. The only reason I use this one is because it's just neater. But dude, look at this. Drop in price exactly on that date. This is exactly what's happening with AMC right now. For those of you that know the 120-day thing that we're tracking right now, right, is them putting that pressure down and releasing those shares stored away, right? Releasing them right here. It's the same fucking thing that literally happens with GameStop. GameStop's cycle is much more structured, really. It repeats itself basically identical every time, which is pretty cool. But there it is. 1, okay. Here's 2. This is where it gets crazy because you got your little space, right? This is a point in which, you know, they do whatever the fuck they want with options. Okay, so they'll basically sell out or exercise all the options to basically start to restructure the way that they're going to, you know, release the shares later, because they use the entire option chain, guys, to hedge their positions, and they do it on these very specific points. That's why you see a dip here, a major dip, and that's why back here you see a spike. See that? This one's a spike, okay? Spike. Later you see that volume being covered back here as well. See that? And then back here you got that dip, and then you got that release, right? That's crazy, dude. This is cyclical, man. It's a cycle, and you know, at some point, I think back here, this is where I start to sort of question things, because I'm like, dude, why is there such a big gap? I think it's because we're gonna start to see a major push as well. I think, you know, nobody knows how high GameStop's gonna go. Nobody knows how high AMC's gonna go. We do know for sure that one's gonna go higher than the other. That is inevitable. And one's going to like give you more gains, right? Percentage wise is going to go higher, but this indicates, yeah, man, breakout is near. I mean, in here, I can't believe that we're kissing the freaking EMA. That's insane. How did I not freaking catch this? I didn't look at it on the daily, man. Yeah, no, we're close, dude. We are close. We are fucking close, man. I'm excited. All right, coos. Do I think it can hit 5,000? Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. I don't know where it's gonna go, though. I will tell you that. I will be sincere with you guys here. I never push out. Like, I don't talk about brackets or anything like that as far as like where I think it's gonna go or anything, because I just, you know, I tend to keep things very realistic, and I don't push out scenarios unless the DD checks, man. Like, for me, I have to have like 5 different things checked, and dude, even that is not, honestly, like, even that is still like, it's sucky because like it doesn't have to happen, right? Even if the DD checks, there's 5 different things that are pointing to the upside. It doesn't have to happen. Now, I think it's, you know, personally, I think it's something that people are looking for no matter what in the community. They want people to talk about, like, well, what is your sentiment? Because the reality is that you can, using the cycle, in my opinion, you can if you know what it's doing and understand that, you can predict these moves. Okay, I do think that. Okay, and that's the only reason I've been you know, sort of being kind of bold with my statements lately. It's because, you know, the only reason I'm okay with that is if the DD checks, and I'm talking like multiple things have to be lining up, guys. It can't just be like one thing where I'm like, oh dude, we're gonna fucking squeeze right here, right now, right? No, the DD has to check. Okay, multiple things have to check for that to be a thing. So yeah, just kind of want to say that for sure, man. You're like, I'm not selling until the halls come in. Yeah, hey, dude, they're yeah, and that's one thing I'm kind of like, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I wonder how long the halts are gonna last, because you know, they did release something on that. I'm pretty sure it was like depending on the security, right, as they call it, it's some of them are lengthier, and I don't know like what that does with, you know, I don't think it's happened yet. I think the last stock that got halted was like CEI, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was it. Well, I think we'll see halts, man, if we run to like, we have to have like 100% day to see some halts, like more than 100%. I think anything under that, like if we go up 40%, I don't think we'll have a halt. All right. Yeah, they can. I mean, that's the thing, and that's the thing people have to consider too, man. Like, read up on that, but they yeah, up to a 30-day halt. Look at that shit. That's fucked. Now, like, yeah, and I don't make videos or anything on like, I clearly said this too. Like, I was talking to somebody on Twitter yesterday, responding to them, like, you know, people that make bearish like titles and thumbnails. It's like, you know, it's unnecessary, right? You don't need to like start drama in the community. People are gonna freak out, but no need for that. But you can always talk about your short term, you know, like if you have a short term bearish scenario or anything, you can throw it in the mix, right? You can talk about it on your video. People that are watching you like understand that they're your loyal following. They understand what you're about, you know, but it's just, you don't want to make it a point, man. You don't want to be that guy, because that's not what this movement is, man. This movement is a bullish movement trying to, you know, holding for the squeeze, right? Which there's nothing bearish about that. There's nothing bearish about that. So they don't want to hear it, especially with, you know, 10 months of just downside. Okay, I think the last thing people want to hear is a bearish video or sentiment, you know. It's just like, no. So yeah. Crazy shit, man. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. I think short-term halts are bullish. Yeah, short-term. If we got halted for like, you know, 30 days, I'd be like, what the hell, dude? Like, what is that, you know? But I bet you, dude, on the open, on that 30-day mark, so much fucking momentum would build up, you know? And that's like if they do 30 days, right? I don't think so. I think that would be, dude, that would be the biggest fucking scam in the history of the stock market. If they fucking did that to AMC and GameStop, no, dude, they're not getting away with, they would not get away with that. Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal. I'm setting up something for tomorrow, where I'm gonna come up with basically a session where I'm looking at, because when I'm trading, okay, when I'm streaming, I also have my Thinkorswim platform right next to me, because, well, you know, I also want to make money, right? So if I see an opportunity, specifically not with shares, but sometimes options, you can make a lot of money too. So I always have that on the side just in case, okay? Like, if I don't want to miss out on an opportunity or anything. But I am going to, for entertainment purposes only, I am going to be doing that at some point, like just on stream as well, just for you guys to see, like, if you want to see that shit. I don't know. But yeah, crazy stuff, man. There is a lot of money, guys. You can make a lot of money with not just, right, where you want to go here. By going the safe side is obviously going to be buying as many shares as you want, right? But you can also make a lot of money on options, but they're also very risky, okay? So if you don't know what options are, do not, go do your research, go figure out what if that is for you. It's not for everybody. Options are very risky. But yeah, it's fun stuff with Amy, man. Amy and GME, like, options are a good way to make money for sure. I don't think they would do another buy button removal. I think what they would do is they would create like the halt thing for me would be probably the biggest way to sugarcoat something like that. Just be like, oh, well, we didn't take the buy button away, but here's a 30-day halt, right? And see what that does to the fucking community. Again, I don't think they would do something like that because I think it would cause a lot of fucking drama, a lot of like they can't just be, you know, cheating the system over and over and over again. I personally don't think there's going to be one. I think they're getting ready for this to just be over with. You know, dude, think about how many people are bugging the system right now on like what's happening, right, dude? Like people are freaking out, man. They want fair. They want a fair system. And if they're just going to keep cheating the system, they're gonna, I'm telling you, man, it's not going to look pretty for the stock market. Yeah, Maquinita, for sure. For sure. We're going to be looking at it. I have multiple things I look at. I look at on demand a lot on Thinkorswim. I think it's a really good platform to go back in time and see, you know, how options behave. Options Strat is a good website too to kind of set up a good strategy. There's a lot of good ways, man. Look at that, Matt's Lags making all that cash right there. Good for you, man. Good for you. Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock on stage at Oscars. What the fuck? That's fucked up. Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at that at some point. That is crazy. Yeah, congrats, brother. No, hey, Jesco, I'm with you on that, dude. I learned the hard way, okay? I've lost a lot of money, man, on options, and it's not a pretty thing, dude. That's why it's very important that if you don't know how they work, please like go look at that shit. If you know, it's not pretty, dude. Like if you don't know what you're doing, if you just buy them and be like, oh, I'm gonna get my money back. No, they have an expiration date. Okay, remember that. If there's an expiration date and you buy the options and it's coming near that expiration date, don't expect to get your money back after that because it's expired, okay? Options, they're derivatives, okay, that have something called theta, okay? Okay, and theta is basically the time that is decaying, right, as the option gets closer and closer to its expiration date, okay? And between that theta, you will have what is volatility, right? And that is what will get the premiums in price up as they come back down or whatever, right? That is going to set the overall price within the decaying theta. So they're risky, dude. Really risky. Go do some research. Will did slap him. He was so mad. Not a skid. Holy shit. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to look at that. Somebody got hurt. Somebody got slapped. It's hilarious. All right, guys. Yeah, no. And it is the one we're on here 1 hour and 30 minutes. I can't even fucking speak. I do an hour and 30-minute streams on Sunday. It is 10. So we got to try and get that sleep at least for tomorrow. Make sure you're here, okay? Make sure you're here in the morning. We're going to stream it up and rally it up with some elephants and gorillas. All right, so don't miss out on that shit. We're going to have some good times. Listen to some disco, some rock, and some fucking hardcore music, all right? You guys have a great rest of your night and fucking awesome live stream with you all. You're all great. I love you. Peace out. Let's fucking rally, bro. Let's fucking rally. All right, bye-bye. Love you.